discuss about 10th class physical science. Topic is electric current. So in this area we discuss earlier already we have finished electric current and electric potential difference and EMF form. Now any relation between the current and potential we discuss. So we can take one activity. So first of all, what is the aim of the activity? To show that the ratio V by I is constant. V by I is constant. To show that the ratio V by I is constant. So material requirement. Material required. So here dry cells of 1.5 volts each. 1.5 volts each. Key, iron spoke, LED and connecting wires. These are material required. Okay, dry cell of 1.5 volts each, key, iron spoke, LED and connecting wires. Finally, you know everyone, these components by using and make a circuit. So first of all, I am taking the one dry cell. This is a positive and negative. Okay, this battery is connected to connecting wires with iron spoke. Here we can apply or you are connecting the iron spoke. This is connected to, here is key and you are applying the one ammeter. So always ammeter is connected in circuit series combination. And again we are taking here voltmeter. Voltmeter is always connected in the circuit parallel combination. Okay, which purpose these two are we are using here? So ammeter can use measure the electric current. Here voltmeter can use measuring the voltage across the given body. So means iron spoke or LED, whatever it may be. So now here press the key. Flow of current from positive terminal to negative terminal through iron spoke. Now we can take the readings across the ammeter of current, voltmeter area, volt, note down on table. So what is the table here? So first of all I am taking the table, observation table. It is the serial number. It is the current measuring in ampere. It is the voltage means voltmeter, and here is the ratio V by I. First one serial. So we are taking one battery means 1.5 volts battery. Okay, sorry, here not 1.5 volt. So first of all we are taking only 1.5 volts of battery. Now we are noting the ammeter reading and the voltmeter reading on that table. Okay, next here we are arranging two dry cells in series combination instead of first cell. Okay, so these two are in series. We are giving two dry cells and press the key, and again we can note the readings of current and volt across the ammeter and voltmeter. Note down on observation table. So that is the second reading. Okay, so doing same like 3 cells, 4 cells, 5 cells, and you note down the readings. All the readings means current and voltmeter. Okay, you can observe the ratio in all the readings, valuable readings, 1 reading, 2 reading, 3, 4 and 5 readings. So we are getting here, we can observe or notice of that. So V by I relation is constant. V by I relation is constant. So voltage per current. So now I am taking the graph. It is the x-axis, it is the y-axis. On x-axis I am taking voltage, and y-axis I am taking the current. Along the x-axis voltage, along the y-axis current. So based on these values, we can plot the graph between voltage and current. We are getting the straight line passing through the arch. Passing through the arch. Okay. So voltage and current relation we are observed based on this graph. According to experiment, according to the graph, V is directly proportional to I. V is directly proportional to I. Means V by I is constant. V by I is constant means V is directly proportional to current. According to this, we are discuss potential difference across the conductor. Potential difference across the conductor is directly proportional to flow of current passing through them. Flow of current passing through them in constant temperature. At constant temperature. So this is called what, Nana? Ohm's law. This is called what, Nana? Ohm's law. This is called Ohm's law. So potential difference across the any conductor is directly proportional to flow of current in this passing through them at constant temperature is called Ohm's law. V is directly proportional to I. So V by I is constant. Okay, we are getting straight line. Okay, no, V is directly proportional to I. So V along the x-axis, I along the y-axis, we are getting the graph straight line. Okay, according to the experiment, according to the graph, V by I is constant. V is directly proportional to I. Okay, so V equal to IR. V equal to IR. R is called proportional constant. R is called here proportional constant. That is called resistance. That is called resistance. That is called here resistance. V is equal to IR. V is equal to IR is the Ohm's law. V is equal to IR. I is the current. V is the potential across the conductor. R is the resistance. Now we are taking the formula R is equal to V by I. R is equal to V by I. So V is here, units we are writing. V means volt and current means ampere. So this is equal to Ohm. So units of resistance is Ohm. Symbol. This is the symbol. Ohms is the symbol of resistance. What is the resistance? The ratio between potential difference and flow of current in the conductor is called resistance, and it is also called so when flow of current passing through the conductor means so specified direction of electrons can travel from one end to another end opposite to the electric field. One end to another end opposite to the electric field. Okay, so opposite to the electric field means the electron can collide with fixed lattice ion, it lost the energy. So that lattice ion obstructed by the order of motion of electron phenomena is called resistance. Okay, so here offered by motion of electrons of the conductor or obstruction of order of motion of electrons is called resistance. So resistance means a restriction of flow of charges in the conductor is called what name? Resistance. Resistance are equal to voltage by current. The ratio between voltage to current is called resistance. So it is a ohms. Now we can see is a different. Here slope you are observe. Slope also you can observe. So slope means y component to x component. Y component difference to x component. So we are it is the Y means I by V. I by V. I by V are observed. I by V means it is equal to 1 by R. So the slope is inversely proportional to 1 by R. Slope is inversely proportional to 1 by R. Slope is increases, resistance is decreases. Slope is decreases, resistance is increases. So they are asking different types of questions in the examination. So we are observed that one. So slope is directly proportional to resistance. We are observing some questions from academic. So now we are discuss slope. Okay. So I am taking the two materials, x-axis and y-axis. And x-axis is the voltage, y-axis are current. So here it is the B material, it is the A material. Which material have more resistance? Which material have more resistance? So according to our knowledge, slope is directly proportional to 1 by R. Slope is increases, resistance is decreases. So we are taking here what now? A and B we are observed. So the resistance here is a less slope, more resistance, more slope, less resistance. Why? Because the resistance is depending on slope. What is the slope here? Current by voltage. Current by voltage. Okay. So current by voltage equal to slope, that is directly proportional to 1 by R. So based on this we write RB is greater than RA. RB is greater than RA. Okay. So second material more resistance than first resistance. Like this type of questions they are asking in the entrance examination. Okay. Next we can discuss another concept in this Ohm's law area. So again I am taking the battery. The battery terminals connected to the LED. The iron spoke replaced by LED. So here you can observe long terminal is connected to the battery positive terminal. Small terminal is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. These two are connected again with key and ammeter and voltmeter. Okay. Now circuit connections are finished. We are observed. So the LED long term terminal is connected with the battery positive terminal. LED negative terminal means short terminal is connected with the battery negative terminal, and through battery and ammeter and key also. Now press the key. Now flow of current is passing through the LED. So again you can take the observations. Take the observation table. First is the serial number. So current, voltage per current. So first we take the single dry cell. So we are in first dry cell, we are apply the flow of current. Okay, means when we press the key, the flow of current passing through the circuit. Okay, now. So we are find out or measure the values of ammeter and LED voltages. Note down that readings on tabular form area or observation table. Next, we are using two dry cells in series instead of one cell. Again, press the key. We can take the readings across the ammeter and voltmeter. You note the flow of current in the circuit and potential across the LED. So that values also note on observation table. And you can see like same process and same procedure instead of 2 cells by 3 cells, 4 cells and 5 cells. Note the readings, flow of current across the circuit and potential drop across the LEDs. All the values can take and note the observation table, and we can find out the relation voltage per current. So we are not getting non-constant, and means it is not equal to constant. It is not equal to constant. Means we are getting the graph here between the voltage and current like curved, means we are not getting the straight line path. So here it is non-linear curve. In earlier we are getting linear curve. So this is not linear curve, it is a non-linear curve. It is not obeys the Ohm's law. It is not obeys the Ohm's law. What means? It is not constant. V by I is not equal to constant. We are getting some, what is some curved props. So based on Ohm's law, so materials can be divided into two types. So which one can obeys the Ohm's law? Which one can obeys the Ohm's law? Means voltage and means potential difference is directly proportional to current. That called here ohmic materials. Ohmic materials. Ohmic materials. Called what only? Metals. And non-ohmic metals. Non-ohmic materials. Like here vacuum tube and germanium, silicon, etc. So germanium and silicon is the, here it is the semiconductor devices. Ohmic material, non-ohmic material based on ohmics. Which material obeys the Ohm's law? That is called ohmic materials, like metals, aluminum, copper. So that one is the ohmic materials. Which one does not obeys the Ohm's law? That is called non-ohmic materials, like vacuum tubes, germanium, silicon of semiconductors, like etc. is called non-ohmic materials. So this is the Ohm's law here. Next, we discuss about factors of that. Factors affecting of the resistance. Factors affecting of the resistance of a material. Factors affecting of the resistance of a material. So basically 4 factor effects are there. First one is temperature. Second one is nature of material. Nature of material. Third one, length of the conductor. Fourth one, area of cross section. So totally 4 parts are there: temperature, nature of material, length of the conductor, area of cross section. These 4 points are affecting of the resistance of material. So first of all, we discuss about temperature. Okay, temperature base, we are measure the resistance of the bulb. So how to measure the resistance of bulb? So we can utilize the multimeter. So multimeter means multi-measuring of parameters, voltages, current, resistance, diodes, whatever may be, multi-purpose we can utilize the multimeters. So by applying of multimeter we can measure the resistance. So first of all, I am taking the temperature effect. So it is a battery connection to the bulb. Okay. So to key, positive terminal, negative terminal, key, and it is the bulb. Initially, without press of the key, we are measuring the bulb resistance. So here multimeter, 2 leads connected across the bulb ends. We can note down the readings. Okay, so it is either display 0 or 1, 0 or 1 on the display board. So initially without press of key means without connection of circuit, so no flow of current in this area. So we are measuring the resistance of bulb. It shows the 0 or 1. Actually resistance of bulb either 0 or 1. So when we are connected the multimeter across the bulb, it can shows the 1 and OL. 1 and OL means overloaded. Overloaded means it can be increase the multimeter knob 200 kilo ohms to 2 mega ohms. Initially we can arrange it at 20 kilo ohms. The multimeter knob can arrange it at 20 kilo ohms. So when we are without supplying of current, so we are measure the resistance of the bulb. Okay, it can shows either 1 or OL. OL means overload. Now the multimeter knob can changes or adjusted from 200 kilo ohm to 2 mega ohms. Now we can take the readings. Suppose it can be show 0 and greater than 0.1. Okay, so it is called less value. Now again we can adjust the multimeter knob either 20 ohms to 2 kilo ohms. 20 ohms to 2 kilo ohms we can adjust it. Okay, so 20 ohms to 2 kilo ohms. Again we can see the readings on that multimeter. First of all, you note the resistance of given bulb without supplying of current. Next, we are note that reading and we can give the supply of current. Means press the key, flow of current passing through the battery of positive terminal to negative terminal through the bulb. The bulb can be glow. Bulb can be glow. After certain times, again you can arrange the multimeter leads across the battery terminals. Across the bulb terminals. Again you can take the reading. Note down the resistance on that notebook. So we can observe initial and final readings. Let us notice that we are observe what now first and final value of resistance of the bulb. So we are observing that the final resistance value is greater than to initial value. Final resistance of the bulb is greater than to initial resistance of the bulb. Why? Because when flow of current passing through the bulb, so the temperature is increases, so resistance also increases. Temperature is increases, resistance is also increases. Temperature is directly proportional to resistance. Temperature is directly proportional to resistance. So temperature is increases, resistance also increases. That's why at the Ohm's law area we can consider at constant temperature given potential difference across the conductor is directly proportional to the flow of current in the conductor. So that's why the temperature, the resistance can be depending on temperature. Temperature is increases, resistance also increases. Temperature is directly proportional to resistance. So according to first temperature, okay, temperature. So factory effects of the resistance of material means the resistance is depending on temperature. It is directly proportional. Okay, temperature increases, resistance increases. Temperature decreases, resistance decreases. Next, second part we are seeing here. What are the nature of material? Nature of material. Nature of material and resistance. The resistance is depending on nature of material also. Okay, again we are taking battery and the key. These two are connected between the 2 points. It is the P point, that is the Q point. Battery positive and negative. It is the key. Okay. So now we are taking the nature of material. Different material we are taking. So consider different material of metal rods of the same length, same area of cross section. Same length and area of cross section, but materials are different. Okay, So different material have same length and same area of cross section. So we are fixed in between P and Q point. In between P and Q point. Suppose like it is the aluminum, copper, iron. So different types of materials we can take, but the three materials have same length and same area. So first of all we are arranged the aluminum. So when we are fixed the aluminum between the P and Q point and press the key, flow of current is passing through circuit, okay, from positive end to negative end of the battery across through the aluminum rod. Okay, now we can note the current in the circuit, means ammeter is always connected in series in the circuit. Now we can note the current passing through the circuit. Note down that current. And aluminum instead of copper wire. Aluminum instead of copper wire. And again we can press the key, we can observe the flow of current passing through the copper wire, and you can take the reading at the ammeter, and that one also you can note down on notebook. And again, so switch off, and you can replace, means copper instead of you can take iron. Okay, so again press the key, the current flowing from positive end to negative end through the iron rod. So again we take the current at the ammeter area. It is also noted. What you notice about these three readings? What? Aluminum, copper and iron. So we are note down the currents. So what do you notice? What is the difference? We can observe. So we can observe here, different material can give the different currents. Different materials can give the different currents. So we can conclude that, so the material can depending on the resistance, depending on materials. Different material can give the different current, means the current can be changes, we can replace the different materials. So that why here resistance is depending on material. The resistance is depending on material. So different material can give the different currents. So that's why resistance depending on nature of material also.